Assalamu alaikum grade 10s. Today we're carrying on with the general journal, and remember we did interest on overdue accounts, but we did it for debtors. So now we're doing creditors. Okay, so now this example 2 is in your FET recovery work, which I'm going to show you just now how to get to it, but I'm just going to explain a little bit and then we'll go through the example. Right, so we have the ZZ traders in that example that went to bond traders, right? They bought goods on credit, which means they didn't pay any cash, right? So ZZ is the company we're working from. We're doing the books of ZZ companies. So they went to bond and bought goods on credit, and they're owing 10,200 Rand for bond. So bond has become their creditor. Okay, and they're owing 10,200 Rand. Now this debt here is overdue for 4 months. Okay, so overdue for 4 months, and this bond traders are charging them interest at 18% per annum. Okay, that's the important part, whether they tell you per month or per annum. So how are we going to calculate the interest? We're going to take the amount that is on the invoice, which is 10,200 Rand. You're going to multiply it by 18% on your calculator, and you're going to multiply it by 4/12. So what I'm doing is I'm saying 10,200 times 18% times 4 divided by 12, because it's for the 4 months. It gives me 612 rands, right? If I say 10,200 and I stop here times 18%, I'm getting the amount per annum. Then I have to multiply it by 4/12 to get it out for 4 months. So 612 rands worth of interest is owed for the 4 months. So what you need to remember in your mind is that the invoice is going to have, this is the invoice amount, right? So the invoice is going to have 10,200 Rand. Now we're not going to be owing bond traders 10,200 Rand. You're going to owe them plus the 612 Rand. So what's going to happen is, you see that 10,200 Rand will be here, right? Which means you credited your creditors control, and you must have debited trading stock if you bought trading stock, right? So that's the buying goods on credit, right? So we have a creditor, we have a liability, and the liability has increased by 10,200 Rand. Now they've charged us interest of 612 Rands. We call the account interest on overdue creditors, right? And this one is not an income like how we're charging the debtors interest. Now it's an expense. So expenses increase on the debit side and decrease on the credit side. So what you're going to do is that 612 Rands, I'm going to debit my interest on overdue creditors, and I'm going to credit my creditors control account. So what am I owing my creditor now? 612 plus 10,200, 10,812. This is the total amount owing, and this is going to be your interest on overdue creditors. So you've debited this one here, and we've credited interest on overdue account. So if you write down the ledger account in the general ledger, I'm going to show you now. You're going to say debit interest on overdue account, account of creditors, right? And then you're going to say 612, right? And what am I going to credit? I'm going to credit my creditors control, because I'm owing them more money now, and 612. And then you have to write a narration. I'll show you the narration and how it looks in the general journal, right? So now let's go through that activity in the notes.